All right, what is up? So, as you can see, we have the Mojave Grom Project LoJave, and we've changed it quite a bit. First, I got to talk about I got body mounting, actually legit body mounting, but I'm gonna talk about what happened to the last Grom setup that I had. That was the LoJave, the really fast one. Unfortunately, I think I had a motor or something that locked up, and that's why I have this spur. I'm sorry, this pinion gear and the spur gear. And I don't know how well you guys can see it, but man, that is pretty ate up. If I put some light on that, let's see how's that work. There we go. Yeah, ate up that is. That's the pinion. This is the spur. Get my hands out the way here. But yeah, you can see how it is pretty ate up, and it locked up. Basic car just locked up. I've never had that happen, by the way, so I don't know if it was a bad motor, it got hot, whatever the case may be. Long story short, the bottom of the chassis actually got messed up. There was a hole. I think it was a combination too of jumping the car, and it's plastic, it's gonna wear out eventually. See how on this one, it was like around this area on the original Mojave chassis. So I'll bring it in closer here. About right there. And, it's kind of where the gearbox, I guess, kind of sits. Anyhow, clearly I am not using a Mojave Grom chassis. I am using a Typhon chassis. I had an extra chassis laying around. So we'll get those out the way. So that's what ended up happening. That's why these gears, pinions, and everything's messed up. So it's no longer brushless, so it's not as fast as it was before. But my main focus on this video was to show that I did come up with another way. It's not groundbreaking, obviously, but another way to mount the body. Obviously, when we started this with the other body, and I'll tell you what happened to the other body, I got too excited and I did not line up the holes correctly, so it does not sit correctly. So that's why I'm using the older body, which I may get another one of these and just get a newer style. This one's pretty beat up. But anyhow, we do have a body mounted system. And if you look at it right here, if you can see it on the top, I'm trying to get some light on there for you. There you go. Oh, sorry about that. But you can kind of see it. But right there, my lighting is horrible in here. But anyway, so you got two in the front, right there. Okay, you got two in the back. All right, and basically they're held on by traditional pins. All right, and I'll tell you exactly what I did. It's not for everybody, but for me it works. So body comes up. Remember, body has nothing in it. Obviously, all I did was just added these for, to make it look better, I guess. But anyhow, but here we are. This is a Typhon chassis. This is an Arma Typhon chassis. So the wheelbase, when you line them up with a Mojave Grom and an Arma Grom, they are damn near exactly the same. So that's why that this is able to fit on there. So this is technically a Typhon Grom chassis with a Mojave Grom body. Still works. But the biggest thing is that we're looking at right here. You see where I have, I'm trying to put some light there, body mount there, body mount there. I'll flip it again. Got a body mount right there and another one there. I'm sorry, this is so dark. I need to get better lighting. There we go. See if that helps out a little bit. But so pointing to it right here. That's it right there. So what I end up doing was just that I also have some Rollarlo vehicles, and these were extra body posts. And all I did was, you see how on the shock you got a bolt that runs through, of course, to the shock housing. I made holes at the bottom of the body mount post, and basically got it to where this bolt is holding on to the body mount post, and it actually mounts all the way down to the shock tower. All right, so there you go. That's the front. Flip it over. It's the rear. It's the rear. So, and that was pretty much it. I'm sure you could use any kind of mount, you know, if you drill holes big enough or whatever, and just kind of work your way in it, you know, to make the holes. But basically, you're just using where the shocks mount to the shock tower. And then, you know, take your time, mark your body. I didn't with the really nice body, but I did with this one, unfortunately. So I'm going to be using the old body for now. And there you go. And I just have traditional, you know, body clips, you know, so nothing, you know, fancy. So just really simple. Again, this thing is flyweight, very lightweight. So I know we talked about the pinion and the spur getting messed up. Obviously now I have converted this to brushed. So this is a brush setup. This is a Traxxas 380. Okay. Man, I can't remember what size tooth I run. I think it's an 18 or 19 tooth pinion. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill, like a hobby one, 60 amp ESC. Nothing crazy. All right, you know, cooling fan. And of course, we already know about the VTA tires, front and rear. Okay, and I think I was getting about 30 miles per hour out of this. So again, this is more not a speed demon, obviously. You know, the Hooner fraction is a speed demon, but this is good to do some little parking lot racing with some cones and stuff like that, where you're not trying to get a whole lot of speed. So this is brushed now. I am going to try to do a video of this running, may do a speed run with it so I can verify that it was like 30 miles per hour, but you know, a little slower than a brushless 2S. You know, 223S, this one does about 33 to 35 miles per hour, it just depends. But anyhow, this video is going a little longer. I just wanted to demonstrate the body mounting system. Okay, so I've showed you guys where it's at. Pretty simple. You don't have to use the ones from LoJave. You can use really anything as long as you make holes that are big enough for your shock bolts to run through and mount to your shock tower. And mounting it, you know, like I said, is pretty straightforward. As long as you line up your holes correctly, which again, unfortunately, the last body I did not. Set it down in there. Boom. Get your body pins. And of course, you just set it on in there. So, and you know, I know some folks are like, man, how come you just don't, you know, use the body retention system? Which it's still great. Obviously, it's not a bad system. I just really wanted to really lower the body, and I think I had to come from the outside on this side right here. So, and these are not perfectly straight, but this kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. But this is what I wanted. I really wanted that really low look, man. It's, you know, has suspension movement. That's what it looks like from the front. You know, obviously it looks a little bare here. I don't know. I might put a light or something there. We'll see. Maybe when I get the new body, if I get a new body. It's from the side and then from the back, and just using the stock Mojave Grom rear bumper. And I am using, of course, we talked about it before, the low C NASCAR front splitter. So anyhow, I'll be posting this. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments. If you guys like this video, you know, like it, subscribe. If you want to continue on this journey with me, again, you know, it's I'm not a professional, just kind of doing this because I'm bored, and I figured I could share my RC passion along with liking the automotive stuff. So anyway, you guys have a good one, and stay tuned. I will try to get a video out of this running brushed. It's actually decently quick for what it is. Again, it's not 40 plus miles per hour, but it's decently quick for what it is. If you had a limited amount of space and you wanted to do some spec racing or something like that with some brush motors. So anyway, thank you guys so much. You guys have a good one.